We believe here at A Force for Good in the truth of the matter. And back on the 2nd of June 2018, our thin red line of activists gathered in Dumfries. And that day there was, for the first time ever, there was a Scottish nationalist march through Dumfries, organised by a group called All Under One Banner. And this was before we as a group realised that the SNP supporters would deliberately lie and would use lying as a deliberate tactic and exaggeration as a deliberate tactic in their efforts. So we didn't at that time think that it would have been necessary to film them or anything like that. And we made an approximate count as they passed us. And that count was approximately 3,000. And we did that because the time it took them to pass us multiplied by the average of the number that were passing us per minute worked out, we believed, very roughly as 3,000, certainly no more than that. And we didn't think anything more of it until the next day. The police in Dumfries said that there had been 10,000 there. And of course, that All Under One Banner people were saying that it was 10,000 as well. And we were like, no way would it be 10,000. The population of Dumfries is 31,000. Are you telling us that 1/3 of the town, 1/3 additional, came into the town and marched up the high street and it took just like 20 minutes or so? There's no way that is, there's no way that's feasible or possible in any sense of the term at all. And several of us wrote to the chief superintendent and got back letters. And one of the letters that we got back here, and I can quote from the chief superintendent, whose name, to save his blushes, I won't mention his name, but he goes, "Numbers of those in attendance were much higher than anticipated, and on seeking advice from the police tactical advisors, who are experts in this area, the number of 10,000 was estimated. This estimate came from their professional opinion and experience gained from regular attendance at crowded sporting events across the country." Well, I don't know what kind of sporting events that they attended to make them think that a small rally up the closes of Dumfries came to 10,000 at all. But we were like, well, he's committed now. He even made a video to talk about how well the 10,000 march had gone on. It was one of his updates, his weekly updates on the Facebook page. They even made a video, the police made a video and mentioned 10,000 marchers. We were, of course, livid at that. We were not happy. And we were like, you know what? Next time, we're going to have to film these people from a vantage point and count them properly. And that was when we learned. And ever since then, we've had people filming from different vantage points, and we get the films, we look at them, we study them, and we actually count them one by one. And we accept a 3% margin of error either way on these sorts of things. But that was 2.5 years ago. And I'm so grateful for the person who pointed out to me a piece of video footage which has now emerged, which we've had time to study and indeed had time to count. And this is a piece of video footage which it fairly clearly, pretty clearly, shows the marchers passing the Coral booking office on the high street on the way up to the mid-steeple. And this video, the march lasts for 17 minutes. And we counted this march several times, and we came to basically the same figure, which we have now released. It was not 10,000 people in Dumfries. It was not even half that, 5,000. It was not even 3,000, which we overestimated. The true number of people at that march, which can now be proven by video evidence, was 1,854. 1,854 marchers in Dumfries on the 2nd of June 2018. And that's the figure, and that will now be added to our record of those marches. So that was a tremendous piece of work that we've done recently, and we've put up an article today on our website, aforceforgood.uk, and you can watch that. You can see that video and you can read it all right there.